and Avanti Windows and Doors, and we're new to this as a team, so we learned a lot at Springfield for our notebook, and we're putting it to good use tonight. So we were really good in practice, and I feel like just the pill draw really hurt us there qualifying. I feel like the track picked up some speed. Honestly, just a couple cars after it seemed like it got a lot better. So 100 laps, long time, so really looking forward to it. You know, I think they're just going to race really good today. It seems to be pretty wide, so we'll get the 21 AZ towards the front here after 100 laps.
CJ Leary starting 8th in today's feature.
Of course, Leary going to victory lane during the Race 8 100 at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Side of the big go here this weekend, the Cornwell Tools U.S. Nationals going on the drag strip. Christy Bemis and Genevieve Malone working up and down the grid here, finding some drivers to chat with before we get into our lineup. Of course, cannot thank enough the many supporters of the United States Auto Club. AMSOIL, the title sponsor of the USAC Sprint Car National Championship. NOS Energy Drink, of course, the title sponsor of our USAC National Midget Division. Racing Electronics, the official race communication provider of USAC. They do provide the broadcast scanner that we use at all of our national events. You can actually hear all the broadcast audio at frequency 454.5000. Cookout, a great supporter of the United States Auto Club. Really heavy support on the NASCAR Youth Series side of things, but also bleeding over into the Circle Track side. Sunoco Race Fuels, the official fuel of USAC Racing. Car IQ, another great supporter. Of course, Honest Abe, bringing you Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Hoosier Racing Tire, the official tire of USAC. Dirt Draft, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. Indy Metal Finishing, Rod End Supply, K1 Race Gear. Inferno Armor. All some of the great supporters of the United States Auto Club. Let's go back down trackside.
Kyle Steffen's going to roll off 4th today for the Ted Horn 100 at the Quoin Mile. And Kyle, we just talked about it a little bit, working on getting that qualifying effort closer to the front of the field. Is that one area of the program that you guys have really been focusing on this year?
Absolutely. We've been focusing on pretty much every facet of our program this year, from pavement to dirt. From last year to now, I think we're light years ahead. Still not really where I want to be. We're working on some stuff with our motor program. We've had a couple motor failures this year. So hopefully we can overcome that for 2026 if we come back and do this again. Maybe have a shot at trying to win one of these races or possibly a championship.
Youngest modified winner here at the Magic Mile, and now going to roll off 4th with the Silver Crown Champ Car Series. Is this about the best look that you've had at one of these so far?
Absolutely. This is my best qualifying run. I think I had my best finish at Springfield a few years back with a 4th or a 5th. I think it was 5th. Then last week it was shaping to be pretty good as well. I think we were 6th or 7th in line, and lap 55 we had a motor failure. So a lot of good stuff's going on. I have a lot of really good people on my team. I have so many people to thank. My family, all my guys on my team, they give so much time. My friend Rick with Nolan Racing actually came out, drove from Indiana to St. Louis, helped me do a motor swap this week. Sandy Anderson, my girlfriend, everybody that jumps in on this team, my mom, my dad. I mean, it's a team effort, and it's kind of a cool thing to see, like, where it started and where it's going. So
100 laps, 100 miles ahead of Kyle Steffens, who rolls off 4th in today's Ted Horn 100.
And looking back to the time when Kyle Steffens actually got that win for the first time in the Bill O'Danny Memorial back in 2016 years of age. You think of the drivers who were competing all over the country with Dirt Car UMP Modifieds at that time. He had an absolutely stacked field of drivers that he had to overcome that weekend. Of course, coming back in 2022 and winning. Actually thought about dragging the car down and running here this weekend, but as he is getting ready to actually take the modified back down to Peveland, Missouri here in the next week or so, decided he didn't want to really risk damage to the car, damage to the engine here this weekend. Decided to go ahead and leave the sheet metal at home and focus more on the Silver Crown here this weekend. So as cars continue to make their way into their proper starting position here on the grid, wait the thumbs up from officials before we get into our lineup. Down trackside.
Will Armitage starting fourth today, and now you first started at Springfield as a rookie, and you had a great qualifying effort. What were kind of your biggest takeaways heading into today's feature?
Yeah, obviously starting here at Quoin after a complete car rebuild at Springfield feels good. But really what it is just a testament to our team. Greg, Chuck, Jim, Wade back at home, my dad, Hunter, everybody that's helping us on this crown car today. I'm just in the seat. It feels good to be up here in the front. Obviously we had a really good qualifying effort there. So look forward to keeping it here and making 100 laps and learning from this experience.
Now, starting in fourth today, is there an added pressure knowing you are in the front of the field?
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, Silver Crown Racing is all about race pace, and I haven't learned that quite yet, but hopefully we acclimate quick. I've got a lot of people telling me exactly where I need to be and what to do. So it's always feels good when you have mentorship behind you like this, and hopefully we can get our XK Glow, CHE Precision, Smith Plumbing 17 car, up front today.
That is Will Armitage starting fourth today as a rookie.
Coming in with a lot of momentum, again picking up a win last night at the Jacksonville Speedway. Got a MOA win at Jacksonville back in April in that XK Glow. Craig Chevrolet Ripper chassis entry here today. Of course, leads the Morrow Brothers Ford MOA Sprint Car Championship standings as the defending champion of that series. Ladies and gentlemen, the cars have made their way into their proper starting positions. Today, 100 miles here at the Quoin State Fairgrounds. It is the 71st running of the Ted Horn 100. The driver stage before you. Race fans, a round of applause for the drivers who are ready to do battle here today. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, your starting lineup. From the 28th position out of Enid, Oklahoma, driven the Pat McVicker Oilfield Service, Westmar, Maxim, Mac Tools, number 160, it'll be Kip Hughes. Jumping behind the wheel of the number 197, the driver out of Fenton, Missouri, the Lean Acres, Building Racing Equipment, AJ Pelker powered, at DRC number 197, Ken Schrader. From the 26th starting spot, behind the wheel, the number 97, driving the Lean Acres, a Little Tractor and Equipment Company, Joey Arrington Mopar, Maxim Chassis, Checker Flag, Lemonade Stand, Hustler Turf Equipment, number 197, Shane Cockrum. Lining up to his inside, he is out of Henderson, Kentucky, driving the Ingham Machine and Tool, 21 Oaks Farms, Ewing Tire, Gentry Chevrolet Beast, number 18, Kenny Gentry. Outside of row number 12, out of Robards, Kentucky, driving the TC Competition Chevrolet Beast, Tim Simmons' own number 3, Eric Gentry. And lining up to his inside, he is out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, driving the Rich Ryan's Garage, Shadle Motorsports, Macri Concrete, Mr. Bob's Pest Control, number 31, Dave Berkheimer. 22nd starter this afternoon out of Red Lion, Pennsylvania, driven the Water Treatment by Design, Toyota Maxim Industrial Water Treatment, and number 38, Tom Savage. And from 21st, he is out of Newcastle, Indiana, driven the Magnum Machine and Tool, Jackson Chevrolet Beast, Willwood G&G Oil, number 7, Kyle Robbins. To your 20th starter, he hails out of Oglesby, Illinois, driving the Alloy Specialists Incorporated, Barnstormer Engineering, Liguori Auto Wrecking, Automotive Machine Chevrolet, Maxim number 65, Travis Mahoney. And lining up to his inside from 19th out of Springfield, Illinois, driving the Weebles Bar and Grill, Totsi Transmission, More Automotive, Focus Chevrolet Beast, Scott Wyant owned number 99, Corey Wyant. 18 starter is all the way from Chandler, Arizona, driving the Race Shack, FG3 Chevrolet, DRC, Paint by Steve, Rolls Indy number 25, Casey Buckman. He has made more feature starts than anybody in Silver Crown competition out of Peru, Indiana, driving the Gamesters Green Gable Village, Country Chevrolet Beast, Gamester Racing Products number 51, Russ Gamester. To the outside of row number 8, driving the Duncan Oil, QS Composites, Flint Trucking at BCR Group, Country Chevrolet Maxim number 81. He's out of Parma, Michigan. It's Brian Tyler. 15 starter today is all the way from West Springfield, Pennsylvania. Driver the Specialty Headers, Horsepower Incorporated, Racing with Dio, Innovative Slots, Foxco Chevrolet, DRC number 118, Jimmy Light. From 14, he hails out of Norman, Oklahoma. Driver the Maxim chassis, Patterson Elite Performance Racing Engine, David Grace Motorsports number 61, Danny Jennings. And inside of your 7th row, out of Anaheim, California, piloting the Platt Enterprises, Wilwood, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, Penske Shocks, Ford Beast number 6, Jake Swanson. From the 12th starting spot, he's out of Coleman, Alabama, driver the Belmont's Garage, Radio Hospital, Hampshire Chevrolet, Maxim Kreider Manufacturing, TJ Ford's, John Higginbottom, number 24, Kevin Thomas Jr. 11th starting spot. Out of Raisin City, California, piloting the AME Electrical, Southern Pacific Farms, Messiah Valley Transportation, Stant Chevrolet, DRC Kaiser, Reinbold Unwood Motorsports, number 19, Mitchell Moles. And your 10th starter comes to you out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Driver the Sammy Fetter owned Anthony's Lawn Care, F&S Collision, Queen Shot Crafts, Fetter Tile, Kircher Chevrolet, Beast number 88, Sabin Bybant. From the 9th starting spot, in the Bloomington Bison Hockey, Cita.com, CTCPA's Indy Custom Stone, Rice Motorsports Atticus Racing, DRC number 22, Mario Speedwagon, Mario Klauser. Outside of our number 4, he's out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver the Avante Doors, Apache Transport Center for Intuitive Education, Kurt Records. At Team Arizona, Petty Performance, Rossi Racing, number 21, C.J. Leary. Lining up 7th. In the Advanced Material Technologies, Field Mart, DMW, RO7 Chevrolet, DRC, Boulevard Truck Repair, East Snyder Sons Recycling, number 10, Briggs Danner. 6th starting spot belongs to the driver out of Athens, Illinois. Driver the XK Glow, Smith Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Armitage Collision Center, Modern Paving and Scrap, Align Life Chiropractic, number 17, Will Armitage. From 5th, out of Fort Branch, Indiana, driver Luke Fuse Automotive Network, True Brand Fuel Juice, Lucas Oil Center Spec Chevrolet, Maxim, Pink 69 Racing, number 69, Chase Stockin. Out of St. Charles, Missouri, going for the outside of our number 2, driver the Performance Plus Global Logistics, Spartan Transportation, Trainer Chevrolet, DRC, number 8, Kyle Steffens. And from 3rd, he will try to lock up the 2025 title today. Out of Ione, California, driver the NOS Energy Drink, Super Fitness, Hemmelgarn Enterprises, Speedway Chevrolet, Nick Bohanna, VersaLift Reynolds, number 91, Justin Grant. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to your front row, lining up to the outside at Pleasant Hill, Ohio, the Metalloid One Performance Products, Acro Shield, Shop, AngryDuck.com, Bordner Welding, Heitmeyer Concrete, Four Kings, number 54, Matt Westfall. And ladies and gentlemen, the driver that will bring them to the drop of the green flag at Galesburg, Illinois, the Liberty Village Retirement Communities, the Strength Collective, Kitzler Maxim, number 39, AJ 5. Ladies and gentlemen, the drivers introduced and ready to go here this afternoon for the 71st running of the Ted Horn 100. Here in just a moment, we'll have Jay down trackside as we are just about ready to head into our opening ceremonies. As he'll start to make his way up into victory lane. Down trackside.
Ladies and gentlemen, for 250 plus years, there have been bands of people who have protected this country through the United States military, who have served us in police, fire, EMTs. If you've ever been one of those people, remain standing. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. As we turn it over to bless this field, my good friend, the USAC chaplain of American Racing Ministries, Mr. Tim Spillman. Tim?
Can we all pray? Father God, once again we pause And we thank you for all your blessings and all of your love that you give to each and every one of us. We thank you for your Son that gave his life for each and every one of us on Calvary. We thank you for Bob Sargent and his entire staff, and any place they would put on a racing venue, may it be a great success. Thank you for all the military, Father, that's standing around this world and on our shores so we can meet as we're meeting today in freedom. And Father, we ask you to bring them all home safe very soon. Thank you for all the sponsors that come along to help make all this possible. And now, Father, we ask you to bless and keep safe all of our drivers, crews, officials, and all of these great fans. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Please remain standing. He's going to knock it out of the park. Would you please welcome Daniel Southard with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Give it up for Daniel Southern, our national anthem. We are waiting the okay to give the command, and I'm going to have you lead us in giving the command to fire engines. Have you ever given the command to start a race before?
No, sir.
Well, today is going to be a first for you. I get to do some things for my friends here, and we're going to give Tim a thrill, let him start this field. So as soon as we're ready, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you and the crowd are going to start this race. How about that?
That's awesome.
All right. Again, as soon as USAC gives us the word that crews are ready and we're going to fire engines, we're going to let everybody go. 100 miles. Again, the track record here, 56 minutes, 3 seconds, set here in 1992 by Johnny Parsons and Glenn Nibel's V6, the Gene Nolan car number 20, of over 107 miles an hour. It is the fastest 100 miles on dirt in the history of motorsports.
The thumbs up from the starter stand. Let's go back down trackside.
All right, on the count of 3, here we go. Go with Tim. 1, 2, 3.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
A couple of drivers need a little bit of assistance getting fired here. 65 of Mahoney. They'll get the push Jeep behind him. Looks like Armitage. They're trying to get that car rolled away with the crew pushing here. We'll see if they're able to accomplish that and avoid getting the push here. So again, AJ Fike, Matt Westfall in row number 1, Justin Grant and Kyle Steffens in row number 2, Chase Stockton and Will Armitage in row number 3, Briggs Danner, CJ Leary, row number 4, Mario Klauser, Saban Feinbit in row number 5, Mitchell Moles and Kevin Thomas Jr. in row number 6, Jake Swanson, Danny Jennings in row number 7, row 8, Jimmy Light and Brian Tyler, row 9, Russ Gamester and Casey Buckman, row 10, Corey Wyant and Travis Mahoney, the 7 of Kyle Robbins, the 38 of Tom Savage in row number 11, row 12, Dave Burkheimer and Eric Gentry, Kenny Gentry and Shane Cochran, Kenny Schrader and Kip Hughes. Round out your lineup. So only waiting on the 7 of Armitage as they will finally get the push vehicle stationed up behind him as soon as the car is clear here. And they get the okay, they will go ahead and get him fired. Looks like crew just working on clearing some of the equipment away as now they will go ahead and give that car a push. So just a couple laps away. Again, 100 laps the distance. Caution laps do count. All the way up until 2 to go. If we are under caution at that point, again, the race must end under green, white checkered conditions should the moment arise. But until 2 to go, all laps, green or caution, do count. If we have a red coming back from that, once all cars have fired and have all officially crossed, showing present, then the laps will begin to count once more. So the push for Armitage will stage him at the back of the lineup. Again, the car must roll away under its own power, not able to do so, having to get the push. So it looks like the number 17 will forfeit the outside of the third row, and again, he will drop to the tail. Field going to roll by, officials taking another look at the lineup here. And problems for the 22, getting word over the Racing Electronics radio that he has pulled down into the infield, and there he is as he's made his way down pit side. Caution flag continues to wave in this one. 60-second clock begins. As Mario Klauser with issues, he's down to the Indy Metal finishing work area. Again, he does get 60 seconds on the clock. So the inside row going to adjust and move up here. Crew doing a quick job on the number 22, the Bloomington Bison Hockey, Steeda.com number 22, going to make his way back out to the racing surface and will rejoin at the tail end of the field. So cars have made their way back out to the racing surface. Ladies and gentlemen, when they make their way around, this time at the exit to number 4, Let's get a stand to your feet, cheer them on, and get ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the big, the brave, and the bold. It is the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series at the Magic Mile of Quoin. Base vehicle down to the infield. Two of the famed dirt miles still run in existence, and they greet the Silver Crown Series but once a year. Ladies and gentlemen, year after year, we await this magical time, and this is what you saved your lunch money for. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 71st running of the Ted Horn 100, and we're underway here at Quoin. Field going to barrel up into turns 1 and 2. We'll see who has the advantage here in the opening lap. They're still side by side for a moment for the top spot. Outside line going to have the advantage. Westfall going to take off of the lead as they squirt onto the back straightaway. The roaring field of Silver Crown competitors making their way into turns 3 and 4 here in the opening lap. Hugged down to the inside guardrail. Who will have the lead here on lap number 1? Charge into the inside. AJ Fike lost the lead on the start. Now charging back to the inside line. He'll come around and he'll lead on lap number 1. AJ Fike back to the top spot after running second about the first 3 quarters of lap number 1. Westfall in the runner-up spot. Justin Grant running in third. Stockton running in fourth. Leary running in fifth. Klauser, Steffens, Moles, Danner, Biba. That was your top 10 of the opening lap. Challenge for the third spot now. They work onto the back straightaway. Inside line to chase their leader. Third, fourth, fifth. Everybody right there under a blanket as they work into turns 1 and 2. Onto the back straightaway right now. Westfall leads that little charge. He's going to swing high. The 91's going to look low. Justin Graham with a run onto the far side of the speedway. CJ Leary likewise, both of them going to work by Westfall here as they work into turns 3 and 4. Stockin had been closing up quite a bit on your leader. AJ Fike going to go ahead and open her up just a little bit around to the front straightaway. 7/10 of a second last time at the start-finish line. Still decent distance. As a challenge for third, heating up here, Leary. Down the inside of Justin Grant. The Avante windows and doors. Petty Performance, Arizona, number 21. Going to take over that third spot. Grant back to fourth. Westfall running at fifth. Steffens running at sixth. Klauser running at seventh. Paul Swanson, Danny, your top 10. Biba running at 11. Kevin Thomas Jr. in 12. Brian Tyler in 13. Danny Jennings at 14. Jimmy Light was 15th last time around. As they work lap number 5, the race lead under fire here to the front straightaway, down to the inside with the run at the line advantage. This time going to be the Chase Stockin. Stockin fifth to first in 5 laps here. He will show the way in that pink 69 Racing Blue Fuse Automotive Network Spec Chevrolet Power Maxive chassis number 69. AJ Fike now falling to third as CJ Leary quickly making his way by. Leary in the 21 from the 8th starting spot, quickly up into the 2nd position. Again, tire and fuel management will become a factor in this one. Leary right now, though, saying, look at this. He's going to work to the inside, had a good run to the exit of turn number 4, and now he's going to lead the way. 6 laps in, another leader at the front of this one. CJ Leary, the Avante Windows and Doors Center for Intuitive Education, Kurt Records, Kodiak Products, number 21, has taken over. Stockin in 2nd, Justin Grant in 3rd, AJ Fike. Challenge from Kyle Steffens. The modified ace going to take that spot away. Moves Steffens up into the 4th spot. Fike falling back to 5th. Westfall running in 6th. Now challenge behind them, the 19. Going to step to the outside. Mitchell Moles trying to get a run on Mario Klauser here. Klauser having to go down. Was able to get his spot back. Apparently that was a safety stop, as I was corrected on that. So he did retain his original starting position. Trying to work the outside to see if he makes something happen here. So far, not able to get the run he needed to get around Klauser. As CJ Leary leads the way, Stockin in 2nd, Grant right there in 3rd. Top 4 drivers right now on a little bit of a breakaway from the field as they make their way over to turns 3 and 4. Working lap number 9. So 8th to 1st for CJ Leary. Stockin went 5th to 1st. Grant in third, Steffens at fourth, Fike leading early, slipping back to fifth. Westfall still running in sixth, Klauser in seventh, Swanson in eighth, Tyler Danner, that's your top 10. Mitchell Moles, who had been trying to make the outside line come to life. He has been slipped back to the 11th spot here, looking a little bit further back in the field. As everybody trying to hug down to the guardrail on the entry of turns at 3 and 4. Problems, they got one slow here in the front straightaway, caution. Left rear has shredded on the number 3 of Eric Gentry. Left rear tire absent from the wheel on the number 3, the driver of Robards, Kentucky, in that TC competition. Chevrolet Beast Tim Simmons' own number 3 machine. So that will bring the safety crews out to the front straightaway as they'll work on cleaning up the littered Hoosier rubber. So yellow flag out with 10 laps in the books. Remember, caution laps do count. See if he heads down into the Indy Metal finishing work area, if he heads to the trailer. Again, he does get 60 seconds guaranteed time. Crew's working on picking up the trail of Hoosier Tire down the front straightaway. And looks like the 3 might be coming to a stop down in his pit area. Nope, never mind. They are going to go to work on that machine. So along the pit lane is counted as the Indy Metal finishing work area, so he will get the crew to work. They'll swap out the left rear, get it back on the speedway. C.J. Leary leading in 21. Chase Stockham running in second. Justin Grant in third. Kyle Steffens in fourth. A.J. Fike in fifth. Matt Westfall in sixth. Mario Klauser in seventh. Brian Tyler running in eighth. Jake Swanson in ninth. Briggs Danner, your top 10 right now. Mitchell Moles going to line up in 11th. Kevin Thomas Jr. in 12th. Saban Bybin in 13th. Danny Jennings in 14th. Shane Cockrum in 15th. Cal Robbins in 16th. Jimmy Light in 17th. Corey Wyant in 18th. Will Armitage in 19th. And Casey Buckman in 20th. Ken Schrader in 21st. Russ Gamester in 22nd. Dave Burkheimer in 23rd, Travis Mahoney in 24th, and Tom Savage in 25th. Eric Gentry will restart in the 26th position. Kenny Gentry and Kip Hughes both done early in this event so far. So again, 1 weekend remains for the USAC Silver Crown Champ Car Series. That'll be during Four Crown Nationals at Eldora Speedway. And C.J. Leary trying to stay in the fight for the championship. Again, he trails Justin Grant coming into the weekend. And right now, Grant, basically, all he'd have to do is finish ahead of the number 21. And it's his. But Leary, right now leading. Grant rides in third. Of course, one of the shakeups in that equation is you also get qualifying points, plus the most laps led also receiving bonus points. So that's some of the ways that Leary right now is trying to capitalize and see if he can claw just a little bit more of an advantage and get himself just a little bit closer to maybe contend and try to take it into the final fight of the season. Again, Grant leading the points, Leary in second, Westfall sitting in third, Swanson sitting in fourth, Steffens in fifth, Klauser sitting sixth in two-year standings to go to Armstrong in seventh, Dave Burkheimer, Taylor Ferns, and Bobby Santos making up your top 10. Of course, you can see the entire rundown of Silver Crown points as well as all of our Circle Track series when you go online to usacracing.com. Of course, you can get your tickets in advance for the Four Crown Nationals. That is September 18th, 19th, and 20th, the 43rd edition of the Four Crown. when you go to EldorasSpeedway.com. When you go to EldorasSpeedway.com, right there on the homepage, yellow tab up towards the top right of the screen says Buy Tickets, and that is where you can go to get your tickets in advance of the 4 Crown. Look at their schedule for this weekend. They have the 17th running of the Baltus Classic. That's going to be coming up tomorrow. The World 100, September 4th, 5th, and 6th. 4 Crowns, September 18th, 19th, and 20th. Then the Dirt Track World Championship going to be coming up on October 16th and 17th. And oh, by the way, you can see it all live on FloRacing. Another one of the great reasons to subscribe to the Flow Sports Network. Not only do you get the United States Auto Club, Kubota High Limits, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series presented by Flow, Eldora Speedway, and of course sports across the spectrum. You can find it all with the Flow Sports Network. Pace vehicle will pull away. Caution lights are dark filled, ready to go back to green. "13 laps completed currently. CJ Leary in the number 21, 17th place finish here last year due to a flat tire. His best run here in 2023, finished runner-up. His 9th appearance here in the Ted Horn 100. Going to bring the field around to the NOS Energy start can over in turn number 4. We find the throttle, we're back underway. Time trying to put distance between himself and the field here as they work onto the back straightaway. A couple of drivers with some decent runs into turns 1 and 2. Nothing really materializing yet, but as we look to the middle of the pack, we got one battle starting to brew here. The 6 of Jake Swanson ducking down to the inside. He will battle it out with the 22 of Mario Klauser. Klauser hung out in that middle groove. The car kind of washing out underneath him just a little bit there. That's going to allow the advantage to the Plant Enterprises piece number 6 machine. As he'll come around and picked up the 7th position here. Klauser back to 8. Tyler at 9th. Briggs Tanner still your top 10. Leary immediately putting a 7/10 of a second between himself and Chase Stockton. And Stockton's about to have company here. Justin Grant closing up on the back bumper of the number 69. He will look a little wide there into turn number 3. Brings it back into the tire tracks of the Lucas Oil Centers at number 69 here as they work through turns 3 and 4. But that NOS Energy, Nick Bohannon, Versalift Reynolds, number 91, can get the run down to the front straightaway. Challenge for second, denied. Justin Grant tried for it, didn't quite have the run he needed to get the job done. He continues to run to that 3rd position. Kyle Steffens still right there in 4th. Of course, Steffens a 2-time winner here in Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Here comes Grant once again. Has a run this time at the exit to number 2. This time he's got the momentum and the speed. He'll take over the 2nd spot. Justin Grant up into 2nd in 91. Fell back a little bit on the start. Started 3rd. Had shuffled back to 4th. Now starting to pick his way back forward here. Of course, went to victory lane 1 year ago in this event. In fact, he's gone to victory lane the last 2 years. Last year, cut short by 2 laps, courtesy of Mother Nature. Last year, the Ted Horn 100 became the Ted Horn 98, but Justin Grant in his 10th start here in the Ted Horn 100. As Stockton about to have some more company here as they work into turns 3 and 4. Kyle Steffens closing in on him here as they make their way down to the bottom side of the speedway. To make their way by, we'll run down the field here. It's going to be CJ Leary leading Justin Grant, trying to reel him into that 2nd spot. Stockton continuing to run in 3rd. Kyle Steffens running in 4th. AJ Fike running in 5th. Matt Westfall running in 6th. Jake Swanson in 7th. Brian Tyler with a pass up to 8th. Mario Klauser to 9th. Briggs Tanner in 10th. Mitchell Moles in 11th. Kevin Thomas Jr. in 12th. Shane Cochran in 13th. Remember, Shane had to swap cars with Ken Schrader. He started at the back, and he's already up to 13th. Last year, likewise, had to make a run through the field. We'll see if he can continue picking his way forward here. Danny Jennings running in 14th. Bybin in 15th. Robbins in 16th. Light, Armitage, Wyatt, and Buckman right now your top 20. Justin Grant closing up a little bit on your leader. That time down the back straightaway. Now Leary going to put some distance back between himself and the number 91. Both drivers again hugging down to the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Everybody's starting to spread out a little bit. Battle on the racetrack. Looks like for the 5th, 6th, and 7th positions right now. Fike a little bit of breathing room behind him. They were nearly bumper to bumper. Westfall Sitting in that 6th spot, he has Swanson and Brian Tyler coming after him. Swanson gets a good run and a good launch to the exit of the turn number 4 to the front straightaway. Wasn't able to do anything with it though. Maybe keep Hug down to the bottom, maybe get a little bit better line and a better run to the back straightaway. Not the case. Tyler going to close in on him now. As I say that, boy, Swanson finding something there right about 20 feet past the exit at turn number 2. They're going to go side by side. Tyler's going to try the outside. The number 81 trying to get some mojo working on the outside. They make contact. Right front, left rear, they make contact. Disbeat the right front of the 6 and disbeat the left rear on the 81. Caution. Brian Tyler trying to make something work on the outside. Unfortunately, caught the right front of the 6 of Jake Swanson on the way by. And both drivers very fortunate. That didn't end up with them going end over end at disbeating tires. The right front on the number 6 and the left rear on the number 81. So caution lights come back on here on the Magic Mile. CJ Leary continues to lead. Justin Grant in the meantime has worked into that 2nd spot. Chase Stockin back to 3rd. Kyle Steffens lining up at 4th. AJ Fike in 5th. Matt Westfall in 6th. Brian Tyler was running in 7th. Mario Klaus are going to take that spot over now. Briggs Dan are going to move up into 8th. Mitchell Moles into 9th. Kevin Thomas Jr. now going to move into the top 10. Shane Cockrum up into 11th. Started 26th. Trying to pick his way forward in the number 97. Winner here in 2014 and 2015. Ended up 16th last year as he made his way up through the running order. Ended up running out of fuel after 94 laps. So the 6 is down in the Indy Metal finishing work area. We'll see if Christy Bemis can get an update on what's going on.
Yeah, nothing too surprising here yet for Jake Swanson and the Klatt Enterprise Beast team here on pit road. As they're changing out the right front tire, you saw him get together with Brian Tyler, which had the left rear flat on the 81, and of course the right front on Jake Swanson's number 6 car, getting that thing taken apart. They're going to get it swapped out. No other visible or obvious damage at this point.
Thank you very much. Again, Christy Bemis reporting down in the Indy Metal finishing work area on the number 6 machine, Swanson. 3rd appearance here in the Ted Horn 100. Finished 30th in 2022 after an engine failure. His best finish in 2021 was a 3rd place run. Left rear swapped out on the number 81. Tyler going to go ahead and make his way by and back out onto the speedway. He'll fall back to the tail end of the field. It's like the right front swapped out, and the number 6 is going to get the push back out to the speedway, so both drivers able to continue on. Lap 10, 11, 12, and 13 all completed under caution. And